there and welcome to Marketing Edge on TV, Nigerians' leading initiative in the business of brand management and in the management of brand business. It is a 30 minutes potpourri of brand news, brand in focus, and industry conversation, all in a mix, encompassing thorough and in-depth, all aimed at promoting the brand idea. I'm Ogali Mafu.
It's insightful, it's exciting, it's enriching. It's Marketing Edge on TV, a half-hour TV show on the business of brand management and the management of brand business. Marketing Edge on TV is a potpourri of juicy and exclusive industry news on brands, advertising, media, PR, brand in focus, industry conversation, and the entire gamut of integrated marketing communications business. It's a business show with glamour and grandeur. We serve you hot and sizzling with all ingredients in the mix. Marketing Edge on TV, promoting the brand ideal.
Good to have you back. First on Marketing Edge on TV is brand news, where we'll bring you the latest developments and happenings around brands and in the field of marketing, advertising, and communication in Nigeria and around the globe.
Now on brand news. The governor of Lagos State, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, has restated his resolve to pursue the smart city agenda as it is critical to the growth and development of the state. Speaking during the 2021 out-of-home advertisement conference and exhibition held in a hotel and suites, the governor, who was represented by the deputy governor, Dr. Obafemi Hamzat, said he has commenced the installation of fiber optic infrastructure that will facilitate access to data, which will aid the vision of turning the state to a 21st century economy. The need for more stakeholders' engagement, specifically between the public and private sectors, was further emphasized at the conference. Following the launch of its fixed wireless access service, Africa's leading entertainment company MultiChoice has announced telecom giant MTN as its network partner. Through this partnership, customers can now choose bundle options that include a DSTV internet data package with their DSTV subscription, making it even easier to stream their favorite shows from the DSTV app and Showmax. According to MultiChoice, customers who don't have a DSTV subscription can use DSTV internet to stay connected to social media, their friends and family, as well as work and learn from home. The International Advertising Association, IAA, is set to hold its 4th edition of the Africa Rising Conference 2021. The 2-day event is slated for 28th to 29th September with the theme Africa to the World. Announcing this on IAA social media handles, the organizers said that the theme of the conference is Africa to the World and will showcase the thought leadership and insights across the continent and endow the significance of brands as the engine of economic revival in Africa. According to IAA, in this COVID-19 era, it is crucial that business leaders across the continent work together with government to ensure a united voice that resonates across the globe. Following a 6-month pitch against Publicis Group, Global Marcom leader Unicom Group has backed the global consolidated media brand and performance marketing account for Mercedes-Benz. In a statement, Chairman and CEO Unicom Group John Warren disclosed that Mercedes-Benz was looking for a holistic agency partner that could help deploy a suitable and globally consistent luxury experience for the company's brand promise around the world for the first time. As part of the win, Unicom is acquiring 2 German-based agencies, Digital Shop Anthony and PR firm OSK.
Well, that was brand news. Next is brand in focus after this break.
Everybody want enjoy, everybody want it life, everybody wants to glow, nobody want carry last, everybody want joy, yeah. Who don't like it better? And if you wanna talk to mommy, if you wanna talk to Peggy, if you wanna run online, yo, if you want plenty data, if you wanna go do let me hear you say this super no.
sensational world of learn, now accessible through one code, *777#.
Will this penalty be the decider? What's going through the player's mind here? You could cut the tension with a knife. Is there one more twist in this long, rocky road to the final? And here's the kick, and he scores! They've taken the win, they're through.
Don't worry, my boy. There's always the next time.
It's into Igalo from the wing.
Join the winning team and stream every match with Glow special data plans. For everything Glow, dial *777#. Great supporters of football. Glow.
You won't go shake your body. Instead, they make it calm down. Eat the farm, say it's happy. You want to grow 6 packs in a day. I beg you, not to pass your power. You want to show yourself, oh.
Whatever your size, find it with the new Airtel data plans. Dial *141# now to get the plan that suits you.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
Marketing Edge on TV, promoting the brand ideal.
Now on Brand in Focus. Marketing is unagreeably the most important thing a business needs to do. It does not only predate the actual business, it signals its commencement and keeps it going. Marketing is so important that the survival and prosperity of a business enterprise depends largely on it. In years preceding the pandemic, however, there was waning in the influence and importance of marketing. This was especially evident in the scrapping of the Office of Chief Marketing Officer CMOs in most multinationals and global brands. The pandemic has also brought systemic changes into the way business is done. The coronavirus global crisis has affected the various stakeholders, including consumers, business and markets, and the way they relate to the business. On the side of the consumers, they are frustrated and scared by changing policies and the new normal. This has resulted in the development of a new consumer behavior to which businesses must adapt. On the part of the business, local and global organizations in various industries such as tourism, airlines, services, restaurants, and hospitality are hit hard with potentially long-lasting consequences. The marketers whose responsibility is to chart and steer the business back to profitability must quickly adapt to the evolving customer culture preference for online and virtual business and engagement. The pandemic has introduced new complexities to and constraints upon the marketing mix. As buyers stay at home, out-of-home marketing becomes obsolete and key events are postponed or pushed into virtual environment, having a strong digital strategy in place is critical. Consumers are paying close attention to how brands are responding to and acting during the COVID-19 crisis. Listening, reporting, and quickly adapting to consumer concerns are paramount to protecting brand sentiment and perception. The need for businesses to shift to a virtual customer experience model reinforces the need for marketing leaders to continue to embrace technology. These profound insights and tools that arise from the COVID-19 experience are helping marketers as well as executives of multinational enterprises, emerging markets, multinationals, and global brands to navigate through and overcome the challenges from the COVID-19 global crisis. As much as the world and the way of doing business have been permanently altered by the pandemic, marketing practitioners have their thinking cap on to keep abreast of the development and help practitioners rethink how to connect with consumers and steer business back to profitability.
But that was Branding Focus. Next is Industry Conversation, where we have interactions with men and women who have been at the forefront of strategic positioning of brands. Where today on Industry Conversation, we'll be having with us the General Manager of First Katalyst Marketing, Mrs. AGNES AILUELOHIA, after this break.
Here today, gone tomorrow. 'Cause you volatile like the water, and you promise what you don't know. Sometimes it's right and then it's so wrong. Them go do like say them why, we promise you the world. Brother, all now worship. Upon all of the open eye, I see no feel what time, like he'll be let die.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
At Muka, we help you find the mattress that suits you. Your body build, your age, your lifestyle, and your budget.
Now, back your ear now.
Eh? So, people actually act drama in their sleep. As I was saying, no matter who you are, there's a Muka specially made for you. Endorsed by medical experts, Muka gives your body the support it needs, so you can wake up feeling good and ready to take on the day.
Uncle, it's okay. Continue remaining sleep when we reach home with your new Muka. Come, let's go.
Visit www.muka.com/buyrite or any Muka outlet to find the right Muka for you.
Hey, this website is what your business needs to grow. Playhouse Communication is a full-service digital agency, which is just big English that means they provide creative services, social media management, media planning and media buying, tech development, and basically what every business needs in 2021. So why should you trust us with your business? Well, not only do MTN, Stanbic IBTC, Trophy Lager and Trophy Stout, Diwali, Arrowhead, and Swan Cape do, Playhouse Communication has also won the Marketing Edge Outstanding Digital Agency of the Year award 2 times in 3 years. Let that sink in. Our business is to mind your business and drink water. So give your business the edge it needs. Visit playhousecommunication.com today, right now.
Marketing Edge on TV, promoting the brand ideal.
Hello there and welcome to Industry Conversation, a segment on Marketing Edge on TV, where we interact with distinguished men and women who are in the center of decision-making that impacts strategically on brand positioning. Today on Industry Conversation, we have with us the COO and General Manager of First Katalyst Marketing, Mrs. AGNES AILUELOHIA. So pleased to have you with us on Industry Conversation. You're very much welcome, ma'am.
Thank you very much, and thank you for having me.
The pleasure is all mine. Well, she is a marketing communications professional with over 15 years experience gained from working with different multinationals and marketing communications agencies. So pleased to have you again on Industry Conversation. You're welcome.
Thank you.
So what's your assessment of the marketing and advertising ecosystem?
Well, for me, I'd say it's a bit of a transformation. We've seen a transformation from the traditional means of advertising to subsectors such as digital, social media marketing. Today, we hear people talk about AI, artificial intelligence. We hear about big data analysis. We hear about market intelligence, and a lot more will still go on. So what I see is there are huge opportunities for us within that space, within the entire ecosystem. It just depends on how we can tap into it. it will continue to evolve. Let's just take advantage of those opportunities that exist within it.
You know, COVID-19 has impacted on every aspect of the nation's economy, and we understand that the IMC's industry is no way different. How would you assess the new era, you know, that the COVID-19 pandemic has brought to the IMC industry?
COVID-19, it's really, I mean, when you look at the impact of COVID-19, first, I'll talk about the impact generally. Like it or not, the new normal, because that's where we are currently, the new normal has come to stay, and it's affected every aspect of our lives. It's affected the way we work, it's affected the way we live, even the way we rest. So how people go on holiday, go on vacation, it's affected practically everything. There's a new way of doing things. Now, when we come down to the marketing communications industry, I would say there's been a direct impact. If we look at 2020 and even the earlier part of this year, 2021, a lot of businesses were struggling. They struggled to stay afloat. Some of them are still trying to find their feet. Some had to restructure. So for me, it's more about businesses starting to rethink their strategies, even their entire business models going forward. We did a basic dipstick here, and we found out that the work from home, a lot of people are not even willing to go back to work. So for us, for businesses, it's about even cost savings right now. So you work some days out of the office, some other days you work from home. And I'll bring it down to the consumer, which is very critical for us. There's a shift in consumer expectations. There's a shift in consumer behavior. Consumer purchasing, even purchasing power. So disposable income has also been affected. So the impact is really huge. Now it's how do we creatively start to manage this, where we find ourselves. It's here to stay, but I think creativity, innovation will actually help us manage that tide.
Yes. It's pleasant that you made mention of some of the new realities that have been brought about as a result of COVID-19 pandemic. And in your response, you made mention of a shift in consumer behavior and preferences. Can you help on how agencies can begin to, you know, respond to these changes in terms of decline in purchasing power as well as their, you know, consumer behavior patterns?
Okay. In a way, I think I mentioned some of it. So I would say three things for me. The first one is innovation.
Okay.
Second, for me, I would say is creativity. And the last one is thinking outside of the box. In all of this, technology is very important. Because technology, we look at the world today, it's really about digitalization. If there's one thing COVID has taught us, it's more or less accelerated the digital agenda for us. Before now, I had clients who already had started to take advantage of digital. And for them, it was more of a cost savings initiative. That's how it started. So it was about meetings. Rather than us having physical meetings, we would have Zoom meetings, to have meetings online. They would work from home 3 days, 2 days in a week, 3 days in the office. So all of that had already started with technology. So the same way, agencies need to position themselves such that there's a lot more in terms of innovation, different ways of doing things, new ways of doing things. I like to quote Peter Drucker, who said, "Innovate or die." Okay. And that's where we are currently. It's about creatively still adapting strategies that would work for us. For us, our business is pretty much consumer engagement and interaction, which is, you really need the human touch. But then how do you creatively start to do this? Taking advantage of technology. It becomes very, very important as we move along. So an agency who is ready to position themselves creatively, think outside of the box, I think those are the agencies that will manage this and survive this tide.
Okay. We understand that the country is currently experiencing a recession, and which has also impacted greatly on consumer purchasing power. What would you say are the agency's strategy in mitigating the challenges of recession and other challenges that, you know, that have accompanied the recession, you know, to stay afloat?
So, again, same recession, driven by the pandemic. That's what we've actually seen. So I'll just give a little story, maybe to buttress what I'm about to say. In the midst of the pandemic, during the lockdown in the year 2020, for us as an agency, we had a client who wanted us to activate, so deploy a retail expansion program. And I recall saying to my MD that, look, there's lockdown everywhere, there's COVID. I'm not sure I want to put anybody on the road at this point in time. And he said, look, these clients, they want to do this. Let's go out there. And this was really in the midst of it all. April, May, there was pretty much a lockdown. And so we went out and we found a way to manage our operations. That way was technology. So without having to put so many people, with the use of what we call a Salesforce automation device, so an app, we were able to manage our operations. We branded about 75 buses in Lagos, and we sent them all out because this was a pan-Nigeria activation. And so with the use of the app, we more or less just managed all our operations. And we achieved what we wanted to achieve. We even surpassed what the client wanted us to do. So creativity becomes very, very crucial. It's still the same consumer. It's still the same brands. And there's something called the consumer disposition funnel. So pretty much just tells you how you move the consumer from one level of the funnel to another, from the stage of awareness to consideration to trial. Now, in determining what your bottleneck is within that disposition funnel, you then have to creatively, shrouded in technology, find a way to achieve what you need to achieve. So I think, for me, that's basically what it is, because there's the issue of the disposable income. It's not going away anytime soon due to the recession, like you mentioned. But how do we still take advantage of that? What are the sort of activities? How are we reaching our consumers? It's really about a new way of working and a new way of reaching them.
Yes, talking about a new way of reaching your prospective clients and meeting their varied needs. You talked about the transition from traditional media to the use of digital. So how would you describe industry players response to this transition?
From what I've seen with us and with some other agencies, it's about digitalizing our operations. If you look around you, a lot of paper is gone. So many activities which we would manually do, we're moving away from that. So most agencies are digitalizing their operations. Currently, you can't talk about running maybe an experiential and activation without technology. It's the first thing. And I've been to so many pitches where the moment we mention, oh, we have this app, we have technology, everybody becomes excited and everybody wants to listen to you. Why? Because it's a new and a different way of doing things, and it can give you information real time. You can get your results real time. As it's happening, you know what precisely is happening. Okay. So I think for agencies, it's about how quickly they're able to digitalize their operations. Also, how quickly they're able to also develop their talent in terms of the skill set that is required. So, like it or not, agencies are also looking at their talent in terms of how they quickly develop them for the future. I would say for the now and for the future.
Okay. So you talked about the skill set required, to drive a new economy that is driven by technology. So what are those skill sets that are required for the future? And of course, the technology that agencies should begin to harness ahead of the future. Okay,
so in terms of technology, for agencies, of course, it depends on the agency's strengths. So if an agency is very much involved with experiential, then they need to start to think about tools that would help in terms of them implementing such activities. They also need to begin to look at the skill set in terms of data. Okay. So if you look at agencies today, you may not find a lot of data analysts, for instance, but that is one skill set that becomes essential because data is going to drive, the creativity I mentioned, the innovation, data is one of it. Okay. So agencies need to move from the point of waiting for a brief to the point of getting briefs driven by data. And this is basically insights. Okay. So now we're looking for data analysts. We're looking for people who can gather the insights together and then analyze, make conclusions, make assumptions, more or less predict the trends. And if you're able to sell that to a client, you're able to get a brief. A client said to me, you and your team, you are waiting for me to send you a brief. You better come and present something to us. And what are we presenting? There has to be the data gathering, there has to be the insights that would drive whatever it is we are presenting. That's when anybody would even listen to you or say, okay, yeah, I think you guys know what it is you are doing. So skill sets all around data, all around technology, and what is required. And there's a lot of information available. There are basic courses people can also take online in 2 weeks, in 1 month, and you're ready.
Well, you mentioned clients, your clients, during the COVID-19 period, you had a client during that period. But there's also something that has accompanied this, turbulent times of COVID-19 pandemic. There's been a decline in advertising spend on the part of, clients. So how would you describe clients' disposition to advertising as a result of COVID-19 pandemic?
Okay, so for advertising, I actually think the decline started before COVID. Okay. What we've seen is a shift from the advertising budget to below the line, so to marketing budgets. That's what we've witnessed happening because a lot of clients are looking for the one-to-one contact with consumers. A lot of clients are looking for the quick return on investment for their brands. So the decline had already started before now. Okay. But coming from post-COVID, I would say clients are a bit more cautious. However, they are also trying to gain, I would say, the time lost. One of the things I observed, immediately the lockdown was lifted. So, a lot of people were doing activities. Immediately the lockdown was lifted last year. It was almost like all my clients, they wanted to make up for lost time.
Oh, yes.
So, in the last quarter of the year, we got so busy because everybody was trying to, yes, the disposable income, the share of wallet is small, but everybody was just trying to recoup. Everybody was just trying to catch on to that. So for advertising, there are still opportunities. And I think as clients go along, they begin to see those opportunities. They begin to rethink their strategies. Yeah, and opportunities will come up.
Marketing Edge on TV, promoting the brand ideal.
But that's much we can take on Marketing Edge on TV. Do well to join us again for another exciting time. Same time next week. I'm Ogali Mafuru. Bye for now.
Driven by technology, innovation and competence, the Corporate Affairs Commission has taken the business environment to the next level. Now, do you know that the CAC has deployed an end-to-end electronic registration solution that allows accredited customers and the general public to initiate and complete registration and then post-registration applications electronically and generate outputs remotely from the comfort of your homes and offices. You're also aware that the CAC has unveiled an electronic certificate that comes with a quick response, QR code, amongst other features. Do you also know that electronic signature is now allowed on the CAC portal? For these and many more innovations, join us every Wednesday at 3:30 p.m. on TVC News. Keep a date with us.
At TVC News, wherever the big news stories